There we go. Now the whole social media world can see us. Michelle
Lucky
says she's
them.
lucky them. They've been waiting for this day for so long.
I mean, yeah, and us. We've been trying to put this together for a while, so
Right?
here we are.
Here we are. Awesome. What, Michelle? Okay. All right, the producer in the background is giving us our final direction before we get started.
Yeah, her assistant, my four-legged assistant, you might hear something from him soon, too.
I have a pair of two-legged assistants. We may hear something. Awesome. All right. Well, Shae, thank you for sitting down with me today. This is going to be fun. Like we were talking about last night, let's just keep it casual. Let's just have a conversation. I guess introductions are in order. My name's Ryan Graham, Community and Council Realty Group of Keller Williams. We are a team of real estate agents in the Atlanta market, and we're just here today to have a quick conversation about what are the differences between staging versus interior design. And I have the wonderful, the lovely, the amazing, talented Shae Parker with me here. And Shae, a little bit about yourself. You are uniquely skilled in being not only a realtor, but also an interior designer. And so who better to talk to about this than you? So a little bit about you and your background.
Yep. So I'm a realtor on Ryan's team with Community and Council at Keller Williams in town Atlanta. Probably earlier this year. Yeah, it was earlier this year, just like shortly after COVID. I kind of, actually kind of just fell into my lap, getting back into interior design and home staging. So what better two industries to kind of mold together and keep them running simultaneously. So here we are.
Yeah. All right. So from your perspective, and again, speaking both as a realtor and a designer, how would you describe the quintessential difference between staging a house versus designing a home?
Staging a house. So what you're doing is you're staging a home to go on the market. So it should appeal to many different buyers. Whereas interior design will be more specific to one person who is living in the home. Colors, fabrics, tiles, countertops, light fixtures. So that'll be more specific to someone else's style than appeal to a wide range of people.
So I think
the same fundamentals, layout, color choices, lighting, it kind of all goes hand in hand, just a little more specific to a buyer or to an individual for interior design.
So I think what I heard there was right, focusing on maybe the individual or the family as opposed to focusing on a market.
Right, correct.
Okay. Well, let's focus on the real estate side first, the staging side first, and dive into that a little bit. How would you best explain the importance and the value of a well-staged house, both from a real estate and marketing perspective, but also from a buyer's viewing and potentially making an offer, that experience and that perspective that they have as it relates to, again, the value of a well-staged home? Yeah.
So from a real estate perspective, what you're doing is you're creating an experience, at-home experience with staging instead of just walking into an empty shell. It's not personalized whatsoever, but homes with maybe odd layouts, or a lot of the older homes in Atlanta, they'll be a little choppy room-wise, a bunch of different rooms, and you're not sure what to do with them. When you fill them, it not only gives a buyer like an idea of, it helps the idea rather, having a home stage, like, ooh, I like what they did there. Maybe I can do this, incorporate this over here. So it kind of just paints a picture.
Okay. Now, one of the hot trends I think I see in the market right now is virtually staged homes, right? So for those that don't understand what I'm saying, it's a vacant home photographed, and then computer animation puts in the furniture. So you get a visual 2D experience online, but once you come to the home, it's going to be vacant.
Vacant. Yeah, you're missing that experience, that feeling at home experience.
So expand on that. Like how is that? Oh, well, at least I get a visual idea. Like what real impact does it have for the person when they're there in person?
It's a personal experience. Lots of spaces you walk into, like I said, it's just, I mean, it can be so like super adorable bungalow on the outside, but you walk in and it's empty, it's lifeless. Um, so then when we stage it, we're creating an experience, like a visual representation almost of what it would look like for them if they were to move into the home.
Okay, so what's some of the best feedback that you've ever received on one of your staged homes?
Probably people like buyers in the market seeing a staged home, picking up a business card that where we've staged it and calling us for interior design of their new home.
That's fantastic. That's a big
Or
compliment.
on the other end of it, realtors. We've worked with realtors that's had homes on the market for 3 months, no bites. And then, you know, they finally call in a stager. We go in, set it up, they relist it or upload the new photos to the market, and then have six offers on it within a week.
That's awesome. That
Yeah.
leads right into a question about, I was going to ask specifically about sellers, but had the listing agent and the seller have the same end goal in mind. And it's really along the lines of what sort of transformative experiences do staged homes create? I mean, you just mentioned one, a house being vacant for a period, unsold for a period of time while it's vacant, but then all of a sudden with great staging, it changes that experience.
Creating that experience. Yeah. People
Yeah.
can walk in, or a buyer can walk in, or multiple buyers can walk in, and it's easier to picture themselves there without the home just being like the vacant shell.
Right. Now, here's an interesting one. It just struck me recently, or just a little bit ago. I wrote it down. So I'm gonna catch you off guard on this one. Is there ever been a situation where you walked into a home that was designed amazingly well, like you could just feel that owner's style and personality and everything in it, but you went, whoa, wait a minute, I love this, but we're gonna have to make some major changes because it's not staged well, and I don't think it's gonna. Like, have you ever had like to have that conversation or worked on that type of project before?
So I have one coming up. I went to preview. It's a condo in Midtown. The design is beautiful. Everything. I mean, there's no clutter. There's no nothing. However, their design style is very specific to their demographic. You know, so when you're thinking about staging, no matter how excellent the design is, if you're moving into a condo or even a large subdivision, the demographic for staging in a large subdivision is probably going to be more family oriented. So you would want to stage to that demographic as opposed to all super modern, funky design style. So, and it goes both ways. Yeah.
Stage to your audience, your likely audience. And I would imagine you're staging to a broader market too, like cast a broad net, because you never know what fish will catch.
Absolutely. Especially in Atlanta, you know, all of these super awesome bungalows around here. I mean, it's kind of like a meet in the middle.
Okay. All right, well, let's shift gears a little bit and start to focus more on that design side of what you do. And I know you also are passionate about interior design and how it impacts people on a personal level and these kind of things. So how would you describe the enhancement of one's life when they're intentional about living in a thoughtfully and artistically designed home?
Well, it's, you and I have had this conversation before about creating an experience, especially these days. We spend a lot of time at home.
Yes, we do.
So it's just kind of, whether it's an office, a living space for a family, your bedroom, what kind of experience do you want out of that? You know, are you feeling like, do you need a space where you need to feel like bold and energetic and something to, you know, get you motivated because you're probably working from home now? Or do you need a space where you need to go, get away from the family and find your Zen moment? Okay. So design is very personal, and I think it centers around lifestyle. what is your lifestyle, which kind of goes into when I'm working with a new client before we even get started. Do you have maybe a clumsy spouse that tends to spill things when we're looking at fabrics? Do you have children, pets? How often do you use this room as opposed to other rooms? And all of that kind of comes into play, and it all revolves around your lifestyle.
Okay. So design sounds deeply personal to me, right? If you're really doing it right, you need to be connecting with emotions and feelings and aesthetics and a lot of stuff like that, right? And I think for some people that might be a little either intimidating or overwhelming or just too personal. Although I think we're understanding how important it is to. So what would you say to someone to kind of maybe give them a little encouragement to, reach out to a professional or start to kind of look deep within to explore that process?
Yeah, it is. It is personal. Just like those questions that I just mentioned. How do you live your life in your home? And for people that have like heirlooms that they're like, oh, they're so dated, I know, but this was my great great grandmother's dining room table, I cannot get rid of it. That's fine. Throw the chairs in the garage or the basement and let's just update the chairs, like change the light fixture, try to pull it all together that way. So when people have emotional attachments to certain things that they're using to style their home, you can always keep those in place and make little small adjustments around them to kind of bring in maybe a little more of your style or updating and just keep it going that way. My best advice is to make the call someone, have somebody come over and just talk to them. If it's something that you might be interested in, go from there. Worst case scenario, they might throw out a few ideas that you can keep in your pocket for free.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. So, as we're sitting here having this conversation, I'm thinking that, there's a lot of people out there. Well, so I say this a lot. When I see a very, very well-designed home, I know it. I know it when I see it. Same thing with a very well staged home. I know it when I see it. But if you ask me how to design or stage a home, I'm lost. Take down the pictures. Like that's about as far as I can get, right? So I know the importance of hiring someone who knows their craft and can bring that to my life. At the same time, for a multitude of reasons, sometimes people need to tackle things on their own. So with that said, what sort of simple tips, simple advice could you give somebody who's stuck in their box right now, like most of us are, trying to spruce things up or trying to set like in place maybe a long-term plan of how to get their home designed in a way that brings some extra light into their lives?
Yeah, if you're like I said, we're spending so much time at home. Whenever you have a moment, just the layout of a space is super important. And if you just play around with maybe furniture and move things around, reshape the room, that'll give you a new perspective. Add some new art pieces, take down maybe some old art pieces, replace it with something new. Try a new paint color,
Okay.
Wallpaper is awesome. You could take and if you're just kind of unsure, get the peel and stick and just try a wall out and see what you think about it before you go any further.
Okay. What's the hot color right now? Yeah.
Like a midnight blue, black.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And are people doing like accent walls or like entire rooms?
Not, I've seen entire rooms. I've seen black bedrooms. Black is still a little, I struggle with going to black. I like the black trim. But midnight blue, I can get on board with that. Okay. Midnight blue, some art, some like gold framed art, bold pieces, throw a little white in there to kind of balance it out somewhere.
Okay. Now, I think that would be from a design perspective, but maybe not from a staging perspective.
Not from a staging perspective. No.
Are we still going agreeable gray everywhere or?
Yes, we'll see some gray, but I mean, you see too, like Lots of homes that, and people want to move these homes quick. They don't, sometimes they don't want to take the time to add some fresh paint. Fresh paint goes a long way, folks. If you're getting ready to put your house on the market, do a little bit of touch up here and there, fresh paint. Clean the grout in your bathrooms. That's a good one. Take care of that.
I feel like you just pointed at my grout.
I know. Yeah,
they can't see it, can they? Oh God.
Yeah. Just little things. If you have outdated light fixtures, and those are inexpensive fixes. Just like old fans or something, just pop a flush light up there. Yeah.
I think the trim paint is, you said grout, and that so often we'll repaint just the walls and we won't do the trim to save time, to save money, to save both. But what a difference it makes, right? Just that nice white.
Huge difference. Yeah. Cause I mean, you think about it. I mean, even me, I've been here maybe 2 years, have a pets. And I mean, I do wipe those things down maybe once every 2 months, but I still wipe like the baseboards down. But after years, it just kind of, it's dusty, it sticks. Just a quick coat of paint around baseboards, huge difference. Huge difference.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we've got folks, I think, tuning in, listening for 2 different reasons, right? Either a design or either a staging. So realtors, home sellers, just people trying to improve their quality of life inside. With all of those categories at play, what would be the one takeaway you would want someone today to have from our time together?
Staging, on a staging side, staging works. I think, like I said, it paints that picture for a potential buyer, gives them a feeling of home, helps them imagine, them being in that space. Our stats are average 24 days on market as opposed to 40. And I mean, some of them, as soon as we get staged, they have, like I said, 6 offers within the week. My best advice for interior design: stay true to yourself. Stay true to your lifestyle. I mean, you can look in Architectural Digest all day long and love all these different types of designs. But again, if you have a clumsy spouse, children, pets, if you have a family gatherings, like that's your lifestyle. Like, stay true to that.
That's really good advice. All right. I think that's got it. Do you have a website or something you want to direct people to?
Yeah, absolutely. My email, you can touch base with me. Email is Shae at Amplify Staging Design, or just visit our website at www.amplifystagingdesign.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Shae. It's always good to connect with you, and we'll see you around soon. My name's Ryan Graham, Community and Council Realty of Keller Williams. You can check us out at www.communityandcouncil.com. And I really appreciate you guys sticking around, hanging out with us. Bye.
Bye, Ryan.
Bye, Shae. All right. I think we're off the internet. I'll stop the recording.